What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here. Today I'm going to be talking about 5 things that I've learned as a photographer over the 10 years that I've been doing this. Now, just letting you know, these are 5 things that I came up recently. There might be 5 more things maybe later on in another video, but these are just 5 things I jotted down and want to talk to you about, and maybe you can learn from my mistakes. And I don't want to say they're mistakes, but they're just things that I kept learning. It could be good and bad. Now, before we get started into this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't done so. And now here's the first tip. So the first tip that I have for you guys in my 5 tips is basically arriving early at a location. You always want to be prepared for composition, scout on locations, make sure you get your spot, especially if there's going to be a lot of photographers. You always want to arrive early if it's going to be like a sunrise or a sunset. Make sure you want to get the transition from being pitch dark to actually all the way when the sun rises for golden hour. Always making sure you get parking spots, because if it's a popular location, it might be full here and there, and if you get there too late, you might not even going to catch the photograph. Now, my second tip kind of intertwines with the first tip, but basically is do your research. I've kind of touched this on previous videos, like trying to see where you're trying to go, find the parking spot, on Google Maps, Google Map everything, trying to see what is there, what is nearby. Maybe after your little photo walk or street photography, you want to get something to eat and make sure you're prepared for that. Also, try to find out how's the weather, weather-wise, if it's going to rain, if it's going to be, sunny, how is it going to affect your photography, if you're going to be going on a long walk or going to be on a short hike. Also, you want to be searching if people have been there in the past few days, go on Instagram, search the geotag location, and try to see what photographs people have been taking and if there's any obstructions or anything going on, because right now as I'm talking, I know like the Seattle Great Wheel is actually closed off or something's going on. I haven't really been there, I haven't really looked it up, but that's something you really want to see. Everything is here and there, but you never know if it's going to be closed off or something. Alright guys, so the next tip I have for you is basically buying the right gear for what you're going to be using it for. That doesn't only include like lenses and cameras, but lights, tripods. What are you going to be working on? Is it going to be photo or video, or is it going to be both? You always have to choose the right camera. Are you going to be using an A7 III for photos, or are you going to be using an A7S III for video? Just buy the right camera for what you're going to need it for. And you're also going to be intimidated by all these YouTubers, like when 5 cameras come out at the same time telling you this is the best one right now, or this famous YouTuber is switching to this camera because it's the one to get right now. Don't fall for that crap. Always do your research, maybe even outside of YouTube, trying to see all the specs on the camera. Even if a camera doesn't seem too good, give it a try, give it a shot. Maybe it's going to work for you. Maybe A7S III is not for you. Maybe the GH5 is better for video. You never know, like always other cameras that are out there, but they're so underrated that really nobody cares. But yeah, that's one of the things that I learned in my photography position. So try to do your research first. Now, the fourth thing that I learned during all these 10 years of photography is trying not to do all photography, because sometimes it's going to be a little overwhelming, especially for weddings. And that's an example for me that I learned that even though I didn't do weddings, I don't want to do weddings because it can be a little stressful, trying to find another second shooter, or if they want video, missing moments. It can be a little stressful here and there. I'm not the type of person that's actually going to go and do weddings, but I'll actually do engagement photo shoots. I'll do single model portraits here and there. And that's another thing that I learned doing street photography. So I first started off in Florida with beach photography, waves here and there. Then I came to Washington and wanted to do like forest, getting some mood. But I also learned to love street photography because I got inspired by Evan Rampt. And I'm probably always going to say this, but he's a big inspiration for me to do this photography channel and doing street photography. But anyways, you just want to be careful trying to see what you guys want to do. If you want to get into commercial photography, do film, do, movies here and there. Just got to be careful. You don't want to get overwhelmed, get stressed out. Because sometimes, yeah, photography does get stressful, but that's one of the things I learned in my photography career. The last tip I have for you guys is kind of basic, but something people don't really think about, and that's actually being prepared for everything. That means being prepared, having gas in your car, having your batteries ready, being prepared that there might be traffic on the interstate or some sort of roads. You know, sometimes like even hikes or parts that you want to go to take photos might be closed down. So that's why you always have to have like a plan B, just make sure, you know, your day doesn't go ruined. That's why I always consider having a plan B just in case something, you know, like a hike is blocked here and there. That also goes for, you know, food. Just make sure you have snacks and water with you, especially for long hikes, going out in the city during summer, during this time of year. Having jackets, like sometimes even though it is summer in Washington, I always bring a jacket with me, having gloves in my bag just in case. And here in Washington, it's very, you know, unexpected that the weather changes drastically, like in the mountains in Mount Rainier. Also, when it comes to rain out here, you always gotta want a jacket here and there. But yeah, that's basically my last tip, just being prepared for the unexpected, being prepared for the worst, the bad, the good, whatever you can think of. Alright guys, so that's gonna do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned a few things here and there. And stay tuned towards the end to see a little montage video I did at Dr. Jose Rizal. But if you haven't done so, make sure to give a like to this video, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so. And also follow me on Instagram at R4S, and I'll catch you on the next one.